very excited today to have Sue Tabashnik with me, author and expert on Patrick Swayze, the great actor from Dirty Dancing, Roadhouse, of course, my favorite, Red Dawn. How are you today, Sue?
I am great, and thank you so much for having me, John. I really appreciate it.
I'm always glad to have a friend of the show back on. Last time we released something was June 6, 2024. I looked it up, and that's out there on YouTube. It's on Apple Podcasts, so you can get that interview after you finish with today's. And there will be links in the description. So you have some exciting news about your new book coming out. Could you tell the audience about it?
Yes, my new book, which is my fifth book, is called Patrick Swayze, Still Inspiring, and it actually released sort of the end of January, early February of this year, and I'm really proud of it. I think it's my best book. I wrote it to honor Patrick Swayze and to help preserve his legacy as a phenomenal performer, of course, but also a man of great character and spirituality. And the book has approximately 44 contributors. Most everyone in the book knew Patrick personally, actors and people from other jobs in Hollywood that work with Patrick on a lot of his movies and also on his TV show, North and South. We have friends, lifelong friends, family member, Arabian horse enthusiasts, fans, everything. And I think it all came together really well. So really excited about it.
So that's a lot of work assembling all those people.
Yes, it was. And I reached out to a lot of people. I would say over 100. Oh, and I forgot, I have entertainment journalists, choreographers, dancers. You know, Patrick was so multifaceted. You know what I mean? It wasn't just about performing in movies and TV, but he was involved in so many activities. And I really thank the people who participated in my book.
Right. Yeah, you told me last time he was in land and water conservation and raising horses and, of course, his dance.
Yes, and of course he was an advocate for advanced diagnostic and treatment for pancreatic cancer and all of cancer. So yeah, he was involved in many different things. I mean, he did so much, just really incredible.
I just like him because he was so cool in the movies, you know, Dalton in Roadhouse, and I guess whatever his name was in Red Dawn, one of the brothers. Jed. I was thinking Matt, but Jed, of course.
And you notice there's so many attempts to make remakes and sequels and all this and that, and I guess it's good in a way because he did such a great job that it sort of opened the door for that. But another way, in my mind and many other people's minds, no one can do what he did. I mean,
if you're not going to make it better, why make a new one, right?
Yeah, I mean, if it's not broken, don't fix it.
Yeah. So on your new book, which is a major accomplishment, bringing all those people together, how does this relate to your other 4 books that you've already put out?
You know what? It's been an evolution, actually, because the first book came out in 2010, and then the second one in 2013, and both of them were about the movie Dirty Dancing, the fans' love story and the fans' love story encore. And of course, there was a lot of stuff about Patrick, in those books. Because what would the movie be without him, right?
Right.
And then the third book, and by the way, the commentary is Patrick, but the third book, Patrick Swayze, The Dreamer, was more a biography of him, lots of facts about his work and stuff like that. And that was in 2017, and that's actually my most popular book so far. It's still selling. 2017. And then I did a book about his mom, Patrick Swayze, Everyday Chance to Dance. And, she was such a renowned choreographer. I mean, I have a lot of interviews in that book. And of course, there's a lot about Patrick. I mean, Patrick started taking dance when he was 2 or 3 years old at his mom's dance studio. And then finally I came to this book, and people, they say, well, why did you write another book about Patrick, or what inspired you? And basically, I was thinking that, so many people still miss Patrick, including myself. And I thought, there was more of a story to tell here, a lot of behind the scenes stuff. And And then this, to me, was another way to help preserve his legacy. So, I mean, these people who I interviewed that were on sets with Patrick, I always knew he was really well liked on these sets, but these people took it beyond that level. I mean, they really loved him. They still love him and they miss him. And it was, besides all that, there were, like I said, there was a lot of behind the scenes information on his movies. So here we are, and there's some photos in it. Some of the people who participated gave me some photos to use in the book from on the set. Okay. I don't know if people know about the movie Green Dragon and Powder of Blue. Actually, 2 movies, Timothy Lynn Bowie wrote them, directed and produced them, and became friends with Patrick. And, he gave me some photos to use. Then we had Joshua Sinclair, who did the second to last movie with Patrick. He wrote it, directed, produced. He gave me some photos, and then there was a lot of photos. Well, not a lot. I mean, I was given a lot, but I had to narrow it down to like 3 photos from Point Break of Patrick skydiving from the guy who, was in the movie, who was a stunt cameraman. So these people were very generous who agreed to participate in the book, and I'm really grateful.
Well, that sounds exciting, and that's a deep dive into something about an artist you don't always see. You don't always get that background in there of the people that knew him. I was doing a totally unrelated podcast the other day, and it was James Cagney, quote, tough guy dancer, and George Raff, quote, tough guy dancer, and Patrick Swayze, tough guy dancer. And I love these guys that make dancing accessible to everyone because I love to dance,
Okay. What kind of dancing do you do?
I used to do a little bit of South Carolina swing. It's been a while, but
that's great.
Mainly, yeah. So let's switch track. We talked a lot about Dirty Dancing last time and the festivals up there. That sounds pretty exciting. I think when we left it last time, neither one of us had finished that terrible new Roadhouse. I did finish it eventually, and I thought Conor McGregor was pretty funny, but that's about all that I saw good out of it.
Yeah, I mean, I finished watching it too because I wanted to, not because I really wanted to do it just to see it, but because I want to know what people are talking about. Mm-hmm. And I did not care for it. But look, it came out on Amazon. It never was in the theaters, but it made $100 million. I mean, what is with that? So what's up with that? So now they're making a sequel to the Roadhouse 2, which Jake Gyllenhaal again, a different director, against Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, lots of explosion.
I don't know. I don't think I'm going to watch it.
Yeah, I guess Guy Ritchie's one of those directors that blows everything up, right?
I don't know. I know he's done a lot of films. It's so different than the original, and without Patrick and stuff, they don't have the Sam Elliott character. There's really not to me, there's not the character development, what they had in the first movie.
What's up?
I don't know. I'm sure it's going to be a big hit, though. I mean, they made $100 million without it even being released in theater.
That's enough to make another one, I guess. Yeah. I'm going to ask you about something funny that I've seen. I've been seeing a lot of memes going around lately that if you watch Dirty Dancing as an adult, a baby was a 16-year-old girl that was running around with a 30-something-year-old dance instructor at if you watch the movie now, you think that baby should be put in the corner and not dance. What do you think about those kind of funny memes?
You know, she was going into adulthood, and so she was in the movie 17 or 18, baby character, I mean.
Right.
And she, I believe, was in real life about 27. And Patrick was 10 years older, 37 in real life. I don't know the age of Johnny in the movie. I'm not sure. Yeah, but he was obviously more experienced and all that kind of stuff. But I don't know, he's probably in his 20s in the movie. I think he played.
I thought that was funny, that the way people are going back. They obviously love the movie because they're talking about it, 30 years almost?
Yeah, and I mean, when you look at about the sequel or Dirty Dancing 2, whatever you want to call it, really there's been nothing said since about October that I could find And that's when Jennifer Grey was on the red carpet for, I think that movie was called A Real Pain. And the press asked her, what's up with the sequel, Dirty Dancing? And she said something like, well, they haven't nailed it yet. We have to have it perfect. And, there's been nothing said about it since then. It was supposed to come out this summer. Obviously, it's not, right?
Right. It's hard to get that
it's
going.
Crazy. They have a big job trying to make that movie without having Patrick. And I know they were in talks with Lisa, Patrick's wife, as to, how are they going to incorporate him in the movie? But you don't hear it. I mean, there's nothing on the internet really since last October that I could find.
Well, looking forward, what do you think your next project's going to be?
You know what? I have various thoughts, and people ask me to write a book about Patrick's father, but I think he was a great guy. I think that would be really tough. And so I have some ideas for some other nonfiction books that I hate to say it have nothing to do with Patrick. So, and then, I've been asked to write a memoir in the past and this and that. So I have had a lot of interesting things happen that I'm not sure. I mean, I like to write because it's a passion and I feel happy and everything. So I'm not sure if I want to go into any dark subjects, so it's still up in the air. I'm so busy marketing this book, and I'm hoping on this latest book that it can go outside the range of hardcore Patrick fans, because I think there's a takeaway for everybody in the book. This was a good guy. I mean, yeah, he was a great performer, but this is a good guy. And, he followed his moral compass and he was kind to other people. And I'm not saying he was perfect, because nobody's perfect, right? And he would be the first to say he's not perfect. But I think, he's almost, to me, he's almost like a hero, because, that fight with cancer at the end, that touched countless lives.
Yes.
The advocacy he would do, and just being kind to other people, and just, I don't know how to explain it, but I think, a dose of that for the world is great, so I hope this book can reach outside, like, quote, the hardcore fans of Patrick.
So you could say Chicken Soup for the Soul and Patrick Swayze, right?
Yeah, I like that. That's great.
So where is the best place to get these books? Is it still Amazon?
Yeah, and Amazon, Barnes & Noble, Thrift Books, I mean, it's all over the place. Even people can ask their favorite bookstore, their local bookstore, to order it, okay? Because I have Ingram as the distributor, and even libraries can order it. So it's really all over the place. People who live in the United States and want to have a copy of it, like an autographed copy of it, can get in touch with me. I have a website. It's like dirtydancing.com. There's a contact form on my website. You send me a message and I get an email, and I can make that happen for you. So the book it's a paperback, and it's also an ebook. Right now, the ebook is only on Amazon for the moment. That may change later. So I could show you the cover of the book, which I think is a sample picture. Can you see it? Or
you got to back up a little bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. There?
Yeah, I can see the bottom of the horse and everything.
Okay. Anyway, that's my favorite photo. Patrick is riding an Arabian. Now, that wasn't his favorite Arabian in the photo there. That was Tammin, but it was done at a photo shoot. You can see his hair is really long, because that was either during or after the filming of Point Break, where he had that long hair and stuff. And there's like 20 photos in the book. So, like I said, some of the people who were involved in the movie projects with him just sent me photos. I mean, it was just unbelievable.
So I will put links down in the description for all that, the website, his website, where you can get the autographed book if you want it. And I'll put the links to the books in the video description, so that'll all be there.
Thank you. I so appreciate that.
Look, it's really, really good of you to come on again, Sue. I appreciate it. Congratulations on this 5th book. That's amazing.
Thank you.
Hope, one day they'll put out maybe the Dirty Dancing 2 will come out, and we can sit down and talk about that or some other movie.
Yeah, that would be great. I so appreciate you having me, John.
Glad to do it.
It's great.
So before we end it, is there anything else you'd like to say? Any final word?
Wow. Okay. So the first 3 books that I have, I do donate a portion of the proceeds to the Stanford Cancer Institute. They have a special fund over there that's Patrick Swayze Research Fund. I can't think of the exact name. So yeah, I think that they're still working on that illness, try to figure out a timely diagnostic procedure and treatment. So yeah, and I just, thank all the people who helped with the book, who are in the book, and the readers.
Okay. Well, thank you very much, and I hope to talk to you in the very near future.
Well, thanks, John. It's been a pleasure. Take care.
Yeah, you too. Bye-bye.
Bye.